We'll get Sheehy to the dot for the faceoff. We'll line up against Crawl. Puck's down and underway. Riders control it. Send it out the far side, dumped into the zone. Kick to the corner by Stoll. Played back to the end wall. Riders spin it back behind the net. Comes to the near boards. Lau will dump it back behind the net. Send out in front, knocked back by Stoll. Sheehy in the corner. Chips it ahead, just out of the reach of Heacock. All the way back to the red line. Lau dumps it back in. Stoll gloves it. Gives off to Schultz. Schultz plays it on the boards. Plays it up ahead to Heacock. Heacock through center ice. He's got Henkel with him. Dumps it in. We'll go for a change. Heacock continues to forecheck. Wrapped around to the near side, the length of the ice for an icing. Sammy Ruiz on the ice with Cade Weiner, Jensen Hill. They're backed by Zick and Anders Hill. Ruiz to the draw. Puck's down. Controlled by the Saints. Weiner comes in, chips it to the faceoff dot. He'll play it back to Zick at the blue line. Zick walks it in, blocked in front. Loose puck kicks to the side. The Riders will force it back out to neutral ice. Anders Hill sends it in, can't connect with his brother. Now Sammy Ruiz dumps it in. All the way back to the corner. The Riders will wrap it around the far side. Anders Hill picks it up off the board, dumps it a little low. Ruiz can't hold it in at the blue line, leaks back out to center ice. He'll play it over to Zick. Zick now sends it in, gloved by Ballmer. He'll dump it there. Riders out the far side to neutral ice. Long Henry dumps it into the zone. Back behind the net, Stoll tries to stop it, gets away, and Landon Schultz picks it up there. Rolls off his stick, cycles back behind the net. Now sets up there. Walks away from Boatman, comes up the near side. Gets it out of the zone, but runs into some difficulty there. Now it's Cade Weiner at center ice. Plays it off. Eli Schwartz on the ice. Chips it into the zone. Riders have it. Glove down by Michael Poles. He sends it down. Eli Schwartz shot high and wide. Wraps around to the near corner. Liam Henry holds it in. Flips it back down behind the net. Riders have it. They'll play it off the boards, out the far side to Schultz. Dumps it back in on Ballmer. He'll blocker it down, send it to the corner. Lau plays it there. Now out to center ice. Michael Poles dumps off to Liam Henry. Henry sends it in. Ballmer kicks it to the corner. The Riders will play it up the near side. Boatman sends it through center ice. Anders Hill now in front of the benches. Dumps it back in again. Loose puck squirts out to Henkel. Henkel collects it, sends it to the boards. Plays it back to Liam Henry. Shot blocked in front by Patton. Now it's Sheehy out of the corner. Patton kicks the puck to him. Sheehy tripped down at the blue line. And yes, who drew a penalty. So 14:07 into the first period. Saints will get a power play opportunity. Patton doesn't agree with the call. Based on Patton's stats, it's a pretty safe bet. It was probably a penalty. Actually, he took it, so. Look at Sammy Ruiz, Sheehy, Jensen Hill, Cade Weiner, and Alex Henkel. Ruiz to the dot. Cedar Rapids wins the draw. Back behind the net, wrapped around to the boards. Weiner can't quite hold it in. Now it's Long Henry advancing it down. Ruiz picks it up in front of the goal. Drops it off in the slot. Maybe not the best idea. Jensen Hill will race it up Main Street, right down the middle. Cuts off to the near side. Hits the brakes at the face-off dot and plays it back to Weiner, tops of the circles. Poked away from him. Ruiz back to get it. He's got Long Henry on his back. That's Logano. Now it's Weiner back up across the center dot. Into the zone. Tries to drop it off there. Riders take it away. And they'll dump it in. Stoll back to get it. Stops it behind the net. Henkel picks it up there. Saints will send out a new unit. Sheehy picks it up behind the net. He'll work it up the near side. Chips around one. Advances it across the center dot. Into the zone. Poked off his stick there. The Riders are the other way. Full head of steam. Peacock back, knocks it off the stick, and he'll carry it out. Works it down to the near boards, into the corner. Chipped over everyone's head, back out to center ice. Landon Schultz has it on the red line. He'll drive it into the zone. Drops off there for Andershill. Back to Schultz in the corner. He'll battle for it back behind the net. Eli Schwartz picks it up, walks to the corner, throws out in front. Tipped wide. Andershill, top of the circle, shot, saved by Balmer. He'll cover for a whistle. Still 30 seconds left in the patent penalty. We'll get Eli Schwartz in for the draw, flanked by Poles and Peacock. Andershill and Landon Schultz back on defense. Puck's down, won by the Riders. Michael Poles battles for it in the corner, gets it back to Anders. Anders feeds it to Landon at the blue line, over to Anders again. Works it down to the top of the circle, spills back to Anders, or Landon. Peacock from the faceoff dot, gets it down low. Shot saved by Balmer. Michael Poles along the end wall. Wheels it to the top of the circles. His shot fired high and wide. Rebounds over to Heacock. Heacock gets it down low to Eli. Loose in the slot, but nobody home. Penalty's over, and the Riders come back. 2-on-1 the other way. Eli with a nice back check. Taken away there by Landon Schultz, and he'll advance it up the ice. Walker takes it away for Cedar Rapids. Drives it into the zone. Curls at the faceoff dot. Shot through the faceoff dot. Knocked back out to center ice. Sammy Ruiz carries it into the zone. Drops it there for Michael Poles. He's got it at the top of the circle. Stands on the shot. Gets it down to Ruiz. He's knocked off the puck. The Riders go around the back of the net. Sends it out to the far side. It's intercepted by Jensen Hill. He'll drive it into the zone. Poked away from him. The Riders back out to neutral ice. Cade Weiner feeds it back to Ben Zick, who sends it over to Blake Schrader. Schrader works it up. Feeds it back to Zick. Zick bounces it off the wall up to Weiner into the zone. Patton back behind his own net. Sends it out the far side. And it's Schrader now back over to Zick on their own blue line. Ahead to Cade Weiner. Head back over to Zick. Zick will dump it in. Balmer lets it go wide of the net. Patton's pass is taken away by Weiner. Jensen Hill tries to spin it back. Gets it to Cade. Cade now from the top of the faceoff circles. Balmer kicks it back to the end wall. Sending out the far side. It's Alex Henkel. Works it into the corner. Poked up. Sheehy takes it away. Nope. Loses an edge. Now it's chipped out. Liam Henry foot race to the end wall. Riders have it in the corner. Poked off by Henkel. Henry sends it back behind the net, and it's Landon Schultz over to get it. He'll try and work it up the boards. Walker takes it away from him. Now it's Sheehy at the faceoff dot. Works it out through center ice. He's knocked off the puck. Sent in, and Stoll has it. Drops it off for Schultz. Schultz spins it out the far side to Henkel. Henkel stretch pass up to Heacock. 1-on-1 the other way. Heacock looking for help. Drops it off. Henkel knocks it loose. Heacock sends it back on the end wall. Riders take it away. Spin away from Sheehy. Passed up through center ice. Taken away by Schultz. And he'll dump it back in for a goal! It's not a goal because they were offsides. Offsides. I'm not sure it's supposed to go in from outside the blue line, but it did. Unfortunately, Dubuque still had a number of players offsides. So they'll face off to come in front of the Cedar Rapids zone. We'll get Tyler Randall out there with Michael Poles, Eli Schwartz, Hill, and Zick back on defense. Puck played back to Anders. He'll send it over to Ben Zick. Zick dumps it in. We're going to keep trying this all day now. Shot just wide. Randall forces the issue back behind the net. Taken away by Michael Poles. They'll chip it around Ben Zick. 2-on-1 the other way with Anders Hill back. Patton's shot high and wide over the net. Caroms off to the far boards, and Eli Schwartz has it. It's 3-on-2 the other way if they hurry. And they don't. Drops off for Poles. Poles walks it to the high slot. Shot blocked, tipped up in front, glove down by Randall. Pulls the shot as blocked, kicks back out to the neutral zone. Dumped in by Anders Hill. He'll go for a change. The Riders will start up from behind their own net. Played ahead to Boatman at the red line. His shot is blocked, and it's Cade Weiner the other way, one-on-one. His shot kicked wide by C.L. Balmer. Anders Hill, or Jensen Hill over on the far side. Gets it off the boards. The Riders now have control. Out to center ice. It's played ahead to Crawl. They'll work it into the zone. Tops of the circles. Fires it across the ice. Shot. Loose in front. Collected by Sammy Ruiz. Tries to play it over to Weiner. It's redirected. Weiner drops off for Liam Henry. Henry backhands it back to Weiner. Gets it over to Sammy Ruiz inside the zone. Shot deflected. Kick to the corner. Ruiz with Weiner with a bad angle shot. Saved by Balmer. Now it's Crawl, chips it up. Riders out to neutral ice. Saved by Stoll. Collected by Weiner. He's got Henkel on a stretch pass and connects. Alex Henkel drives it wide. He's got Sheehy in the middle. Shot saved by Balmer. Puck comes over to Sheehy, who feeds it down to Henkel. Taken away by the Riders. They'll work it out to center ice. Long Henry is dumped in on net. I'm not sure what the call is here. If it was delayed call in Dubuque, it should have been much earlier. It's like Alex Henkel's headed to the box. 2 minutes. Roughing. So we'll get the serial killers out for Dubuque. Sheehy and Henkel. I'm sorry, Sheehy and Heacock. They'll be back by Anders Hill, Ben Zick. Sheehy to the dot. Sheehy wins the faceoff and sends it rocketing towards the Riders' bench. He'll race it down and make life hard. Played up to Heacock just around him. Chip back in by Anders Hill. Lau carried up for the Riders. Into the zone. Rubbed off by Jackson Heacock. Sent the length of the ice again. Balmer stops in front of his crease. Back behind the net, the Riders will spin it out to the near side. Off the skates of Lau. Jackson Heacock there making life difficult. He'll go for a change. Now it's Lau. Carries it up the near side. Drops it off for Patton. Patton draws it. Patton drew a penalty and then threw it in the net as he was going down. And just like that, the Riders jump up to the early 1-0 lead. Henkel will come out. Hill will go in. So rare power play goal against the Saints. Shots on goal are 5 aside. We'll get Ruiz and Weiner out, backed by Henry and Schultz. Crawl will take the face-off for the Riders. Jensen Hill's penalties up. 2 minutes for tripping. Sammy Ruiz to the dot for the Saints. Puck's down. Won by Ruiz back. Liam Henry back to get it behind his own net. Hard off the glass. Directly into the face of Dolan. That's Weiner into the zone. Knocked off his stick, and the Riders are the other way. Into the high slot area. Walker shot. Saved by Stoll. Now it's Weiner. He's got Sammy Ruiz with him. It's the breaks on the blue line. Dumps it into the zone. The Riders pick it up there. They'll counter now. Forced out to center ice. Gets it to Crawl just inside the blue line. He'll play it up the boards. Liam Henry finds it and clears at the length. Theo Balmer back to play it. He'll tee it up for Patton. Jackson Heacock fresh off the bench. Gives them the flyby. Riders play it in front of the Dubuque bench. They'll drive it wide. Schultz tries to knock it off his stick. Thrown through the slot. Nobody home. All the way back up to center ice. Lau's there, plays it ahead to Kobe Betts. Into the zone, the Riders come. Shot, saved by Stoll, kick out in front, loose puck. In the slot, goal. Another power play goal, and it's 2-0 Riders. So with 5:31, not the start we expected here in Cedar Rapids. I played Mullenkamp. We'll get Cade Weiner, Sammy Ruiz, Jensen Hill out. They're backed by Anders Hill, Benzik. Ruiz with the faceoff.
Riders
go D to D, and they'll send it up.
Assisted by number 15, Colby Phelps.
Riders take it into the zone, forced wide by Anders Hill. Spun in the corner, and they'll play it back to the blue line. Shot, high and wide. Weiner's got it on the near boards, high off the glass, all the way out to center ice. It's gloved down. Hand pass is what the call will be. We'll get Ruiz and Weiner out with Jensen Hill. Anders and Benzik back on D. Face off at the center dot. Controlled by the Riders. They'll play it back to their D. Send up the far side. Into the zone they come. 2-on-1 the other way. Shot saved by Stoll. He'll hold on for the whistle. Now we'll get Henkel, Peacock, Sheehy out. Riders win the faceoff. Back to the point. Shot saved by Stoll. Bouncing puck in the slot. Played ahead to Henkel. He'll get it up to Sheehy. Sheehy takes it inside the blue line. Poked off his stick. Patton plays it out to center ice. Knocked away by Heacock. Loose in the slot. Belts. Saved by Stoll. Played back out to the blue line. Riders recover. Send Henkel skate, but he doesn't know it. Now played back to the corner. Landon Schultz has knocked out the puck there. Fed back to the blue line. Locked in front. Back to the corner it goes. Schultz has it behind the net. Plays it up to Henkel. Just out of his reach, though. Riders giving the fresh man at the bench. Drops it off there. Colby Betts from the slot. Peacock plays it away. Henkel now has it knocked off his stick. He'll race back to get it. Pokes it loose off Patton. Schultz chips it up to the far boards. It's Tyler Randall to battle for it there. Played back to Liam Henry behind the net. Off the side, big hit there. Unfortunately, it was Schultz on Randall. Shot fired wide. Riders work it back. Off to the far side, high slot. Shot saved. Little kerfuffle in the corner there. Riders have control. They send it to the slot. Nobody home. And it's Jackson Heacock. Sends it the length of the ice. Bouncing puck, and we'll get an icing call. 3:20 left in the first period. Saints find themselves in a 2-0 hole. Shots on goal 9-5 in favor of the Riders. Rare power play goals against the Saints. And we'll get Randall, Schwartz, and Holes out. Randall to the dot. Puck's down. Controlled by the Riders. Blasted in. Knocked away by the D. Riders will work it down to the corner. Fed back behind the net. Benzik battles for it there. It's cleared the length of the ice. For an icing. 3:02 to go in the first period. Saints will leave their personnel out there. Sinclair in to take the draw for the Riders. Puck's down, controlled by the Saints. Zick will send it off the boards. Out to center ice. The Riders have it. Boatman will work it back in. 1-on-2. Shot deflected high and wide over the net. Saints will send out Ruiz, Hill, and Weiner. We'll refresh the D2 with Henry and Schultz. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Colby Betts will take it against him. Puck's down. Riders have it in the slot. Shot blocked. Taken away by Weiner. Can't quite get it out of the zone, though. Belts works it to the near side. Hard into the boards by Weiner. In his feet. Now played off. Jensen Hill has it. Can't clear it. Now gets it ahead. Okay, Weiner. Works it into the attacking zone. Leaves it off for Sammy Ruiz. His shot. Saved by... Oh, goal! Palmer made the initial save. Jensen Hill came up and cleaned up the mess. And it's 2-1 with 2:24 left in the first period. Nice dump in by Ruiz. Palmer got all of it, but dumped it right in front of the net, and Jensen Hill came in and slammed it home. Saints will send out Sheehy, Henkel, and Heacock. Henry and Schultz back on D. Sheehy to the dot. Gets it back to Henry. Play it all the way back into the zone. Stoll let it go wide for an icing.
Assisted by number 13, Sammy Ruiz, at the 14:36 mark.
So Hill from Ruiz puts the Saints on the board. Sheehy into the draw. Wins it back to Heacock. Heacock drops it off. Schultz on the far side. Back behind the net. Bouncing puck, kicks back out to Heacock. Fires it wide. William Henry sends it, hits the side of the net. Now it's on the near boards. It's played up. Over to the Riders bench. Back into the zone. Sheehy on the forecheck. Aerial puck sent all the way into the Saints bench. Almost took out Coach Stike. Saints will send out the third line of Poles, Schwartz, and Randall. Ben Zick and Anders Hill back on D. 1:49 to go in the first period. Puck's down. Back behind the net. Michael Poles picks it up there. Sends out in front. Levi Schwartz gets a shot saved by Ballmer. Played back. Ben Zick was moving and didn't get the puck. Boatman will race to get it. Picks it up on the end wall. Taken away by Zick. He spins it back behind the net to Anders Hill. Anders got Michael flying down the middle. Gets the puck up to him. In the attacking zone. Michael's got an open lane. Kicked wide by Palmer. Riders pick it up and they'll work it wide. It's the breaks at the red line. Forces it back to the middle. Eli Schwartz catches him on a bad change all alone. Saved by Ballmer. Gets the rebound too. The Riders will work it out the near side now. Over to Sinclair. He'll play it into the zone for an icing. 56 seconds left in the first period. Saints will send out Ruiz, Hill, and Weiner. They'll be backed by Henry and Schultz. Shots are 10-7 in favor of the Riders. Ruiz to the draw. Puck's down. Saints have it. Taken away by the Riders, and Sebring will bring it up the middle of the ice. Tries to split the D. He's run off by Landon Schultz. Chipped out of the zone. Walker gets it back. Ruiz takes it away. We'll race it into the zone. He's got Weiner up in front of him. Can't quite handle the puck. It carries to the corner. Back behind the net. Liam Henry plays it over. Sammy Ruiz up to Weiner. Weiner sends it back to the middle. Liam Henry now advances it into the zone. Sends it on net. Palmer blades it out to the corner. Weiner spins away. Face off, not big shot there by Sammy Ruiz. Back behind the net it goes. Riders chip it out to neutral ice. Kick back in by Schultz. Nice back check there by Henkel. Shot saved by Stoll. He'll hold on for a whistle that took forever to come. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe that's the end of the period. That's what it looks like. Dolan says they stopped the clock early. So after one, shots on goal favor the Riders, 11-7. Riders are up, 2-1. We'll take a break, clear the ice. See you back after the intermission. Face off one, sends it up. Sheehy now at center ice, gets it over to Heacock, works it into the zone. Shot saved by Balmer. He'll hold on for a whistle. Probably fix that clock to say second period. There we go. Sheehy back to the dot. Heacock in the shooter spot. Sheehy's going to fire this on net. High over the net. Kicks over to the near boards. Henkel circles it down to the corner. Heacock battles for it back behind the net. Pinned up against the wall. Henkel comes in to try and pull it out. Knocked free temporarily. Now knocked to the corner. Heacock cycles it back behind the net where it just came from. Sheehy on the forecheck. He's going to get a penalty for that. Roughing will be the call on Sheehy. With 16-28, the Saints back on the penalty kill. Hasn't been in our favor tonight. I think we've given up, I'm going to go look. I think we've given up 5 power play goals in the season, and 3 of them have come here. So the face-off to come to the left is Stoll. We'll get Jensen Hill and Cade Weiner out to kill it. Held on by Stoll.
Penalty number 34, Xander Sheehy. 2 minutes for roughing. 2 minutes for roughing at the 38-second mark.
Puck's down, back to the Rider D. They'll send it on net, just wide of the net. Bounces out, and Stoll covers it again. Out to the left is Stoll, puck's down. Schultz battles for it there. Riders have it in the corner, they'll work it back behind the net. Loose in front. It's underneath Stoll. Holds on for a whistle. Saints have 7 power play goals allowed. I believe 5 of them came here, and the other 4 may have come against Ames, to be honest. Puck's down now. Riders have it on the goal line. They'll wheel it to the corner. Play it up the boards. Patton's got it at the blue line, sends it across. Top of the circle, shot. Saved by Stoll. Blocked up and in the net. And we'll get another whistle. Still 1:27 left on Sheehy's penalty. Henkel and Heacock out now to kill it. Puck's down. Heacock wins it back. Taken away by Cedar Rapids. They shot. Goal. Whoa! I don't know how that didn't go in. But it didn't. So the Riders control at the blue line. They'll work it down the boards. Through the net. Back to the blue line. They'll play it back down the boards. Works it down to the goal line. Throwing through the slot. Nobody home. Jackson Heacock works it loose. Ankle knocks it out into the defensive zone. The Riders spin. Heacock picks it up just inside the blue line. Works it to the slot. Shot saved by Ballmer. The Riders the other way. 5 on 3 or 4 on 3 if they hurry. Patton gets it through Hill. Works around behind the net. Tries to wrap around. Doesn't work. Now it's Zick. Hard off the glass. Sends it the length of the ice. Heacock can go for a change. Ballmer stops it behind the net. He'll tee it up for Patton. Cade Weiner applies a little pressure. We'll give him the flyby. Patton sends it off to Lau. Lau ahead. Ben Zick takes it away there. Weiner pulls it away. Finds a little space. Clears it back to the blue line. Ryder shot high and wide over the net. Kicks off to the board. Patton plays it off. Shot. Just wide of the net again. Riders drive it down to the corner. Pinned on the sidewall. Ben Zick battles for it there. Sheehy's out of the box. Knocked away. Loose in the slot. Picked up. Saved by Stoll. Again, another big save by Stoll. Played back behind the net. Sent out to the blue line. Held in by the Riders. They'll dump it back down to the corner. Anders Hill knocks it loose there. Sammy Ruiz battles for it. Plays it up the board. Jensen Hill has it now. Sends it out to center ice through the air. Riders back to get it. Ruiz on him. Riders play it back out to the blue line. They'll advance it to neutral ice. Into the attacking zone. Dumped in on Stoll. He'll glove it down for a whistle. 13:38. The Riders holding a 2-1 advantage. Sheehy and Heacock will join Henkel, who's already on the ice. They're backed by Schultz and Zick. Sheehy to the dot. Puck's down, controlled by the Riders. They'll play it back to the blue line. Patton shot. Out through the front. Schultz has it behind the net. Played through the middle. Heacock can't quite hold on to it. Now back behind the net. Schultz battles for it there. Henkel picks it up out of the corner. He sends it around the boards. Back to Patton at the blue line. Sent on net. Saved by Stoll. Schultz spins away from one. Henkel comes over to help battle for it. Back to the blue line again. Into Sheehy skates. Can't knock it loose. Now Schultz has it. Pops it off the center ice. Bouncing puck back behind the net. Liam Henry there picks it up, sends it around the boards, rings it around. Henkel's now got it on the boards. Carries into the attacking zone, drags around one end of the slot shot. Just wide. Carries out to the near boards. Riders back to get it. Liam Henry tries for the big hit and gets out of the way. Now it's Heacock, works it up middle ice. Takes it into the zone. Loses it in the slot, and the Riders pick it up on the near board, send it down, clear it out to center ice. Cross ice pass, unconnected there. Now it's Randall battling for it, gets it off the board to Schwartz. It's poked loose. Out of the zone it comes. Randall tries to play it back. Gets it off to Michael Pulls. Pulls all the way back to the defensive zone. They'll send it up to neutral ice. Ben Zick gets it over to Eli Schwartz. Hits Randall streaking through the middle. Riders chip it back out to neutral ice. Now it's the Riders in their own defensive zone. Randall pokes it away. Chases it all the way down to the end wall. Sent over to the corner by the Riders. Long cross-ice pass intercepted by Jensen Hill. They'll work it back into the zone. Riders send it through the air into their own attacking zone. Ben Zick pokes it off a stick. Back to the blue line. Sammy Ruiz, 3-on-1 the other way if they hurry. Offsides. Face off to come in front of the Saints bench. Ruiz in to take it. Weiner in the indoor football play that never works. Saints win the draw. Don't connect on the play. Riders take it away. Control it at the red line. They'll drive it into the zone. Hook loose in the slot. Now Weiner picks it up. He plays it ahead just out of the reach of Ruiz. Riders control and take it into the zone. Tops of the circles. Through the middle. Unconnected. Cade Weiner has it in the corner. Plays it all the way out to Jensen Hill at the red line. Gets it ahead to Sammy Ruiz in the slot. Can't quite corral it. Backhanded pass. Hits the side of the net. And it's Henkel off the bench. Down to the corner. Taken away by Patton. Now Ruiz gets it off. Hands it off to Schultz. Through the middle. Neither Weiner or Henkel can come up with it. And the Riders have control. They'll play it back up to Belts. He'll work it down to the corner. Henry holds him to the puck there. Sammy Ruiz backhands it up the boards. Weiner helps it to the blue line. Shot saved by Stoll, loose in front. Henkel walks away with it, gets it ahead to Weiner. Weiner races it into the attacking zone. Spin move down to the corner. That was a big slash. Picked up by Sheehy in the slot. Oh, tried to backhander to Henkel, who wasn't ready for it. Now it's Zick at the blue line. Shot saved by Bolton. Yeah. He'll hold on for a whistle. 9:57 left to go in the second period. Shots on goal favor the Riders. 15-9. We get Sheehy, Henkel, and Heacock out. Backed by Honors Hill, Ben Zick. They're lined up like Sheehy's just going to fire it at the net again. Now he's going to pull it back. Face off down. Cedar Rapids wins. Hard off the boards. Held in by Zick. He'll play it down to Heacock. Sheehy knocks it down to Henkel. Fires it high and wide around the net. Honors Hill picks it up. Sends it towards the net. Saved by Baumer. Holds on for a whistle. Sheehy to the dot. Henkel in the shooting spot. Sheehy wins it to the corner. Riders send it around the boards. Zick holds it at the blue line. Dumps it back down to the corner. Just out of the reach of Heacock. Riders will try and force it up the far side. They send it across ice. Honors Hill dumps it back into the zone. Gets stuck back behind the net. The Riders back to get it. Played up the boards. Gets by Sheehy. The Riders will force it up the near side. Honors Hill rubs them off on the corner. Sent through the slot. Nobody home. Riders have it at the blue line. Dumped on net. Saved by Stoll. Holds on for a whistle. 9:08. Shots on goal 15-9 in favor of the Riders. Still 2-1. On the back of 2 power play goals by the Riders. We'll get Rando, Poles, and Schwartz out. Backed by Schultz and Henry. Randall to the dot. Riders win the faceoff. Back to the blue line. Patton fires it in. It's blocked by Schultz. It's actually Schwartz. I was hoping no one noticed. Now Liam Henry gets it. Fires it out to center ice. Dumped back in by the Riders. Henry back to get it behind the net. Tries the outlet pass. Knocked down by the Riders. Gets it ahead. Eli Schwartz carries it into the zone. He's got Randall in front of him. Tries to get it out. Loose puck covered by Baumer. Face off to come to the right of Baumer. Randall in to take it. Get Schultz behind him. Riders win the draw to the corner. They'll play it back out to Schultz at the blue line. He dumps it back down low. Schwartz has it there. Spins once. Dumps it back behind the goal line. Comes all the way to Michael Pauls, who tries to get it back to Tyler Randall. Can't quite do it. Riders have it. They'll send it out of the zone. Landon Schultz back to get it. Retreats behind his own net. Now he brings it up the middle. Backhanding pass is stolen by the Riders. Eli steps in, takes it back. He finds some space at center ice. And the Riders back the other way. Top of the circle. Toe drag shot. I don't think Stoll ever saw it. Went wide. Loose puck bouncing in the slot. Riders pick it up. Backhander. Slow roller. Stoll got just a piece of it. Michael Pohl sends it the length. He's got to skate to it, sir. So icing. Face-off will come to the right of Stoll. Sammy Ruiz in to take it. They'll try and spring Jensen Hill for the quick breakout. Riders win the face-off, play it back to the blue line. Shot just wide of the net. Held in at the blue line by the Riders. Battled on the near boards. Sent wide of the net. Stoll gloves it. Drops it there for Jensen or Anders Hill. Poked loose behind the net. Long cross-ice pass. Stolen by Patton at the tops of the circles. Taken away, Sammy Ruiz. Jensen Hill carries it into the zone. Drops it off of Cade Weiner. Spins at the boards. Can't get loose. The Riders now play it back up. Sammy Ruiz takes a dumb penalty in front of his own box. And we're back on the penalty kill as soon as we touch the puck. Ruiz had a little back and forth with the Riders player just before he jumped off the ice, threw a cross check to the head, and that's what will be called. So the Saints on the penalty kill again. 6:50 left to go in the second period. Sheehy and Heacock out at forward. Puck's down, sent the length of the ice. Heacock's going to run down and make life difficult on the Riders. They'll play it up the near boards. Heacock continues to battle for it, takes it away. Plays it back to Schultz. Schultz will send it down now. Riders shot, blocked by Stoll, kick to the corner. Picked up behind the net, they'll send it around the far side. Can't, they don't hold it in. Leaks out to center ice. Now they set up on their own blue line. Patton sends a cross-ice pass. Chips it around Heacock. Works around Sheehy. Shot. Tipped wide. Caroms over to the far boards. Heacock's got it there. Knocks it out to center ice. Riders send it back in quickly. Aerial pass over to the far side. Controlled by the Riders at the top of the circle. They feed it back to the blue line. Shot. Tipped in front. Sent around the boards. Corralled by the Riders. They'll work it down to the goal line. Through the middle. Stoll holds on to the puck for the whistle. Still 1 minute to go in the power play. 2-1 favoring the Riders. Shots on goal are 16-10. Cade Weiner into the draw. He's got Jensen Hill with him. Puck's down. Back to the blue line for the Riders. Shot. Blocked in front by Jensen Hill. Bouncing puck corralled by the Riders. They'll send it along the end wall. Ben Zick has it on the blue line, goal line. Sends it the length of the ice. Ballmer stops it behind the Cedar Rapids net. It's picked up there by the Riders. Nice forecheck by Cade Weiner. Now sent across ice. Riders find a little space. Can't allow it. Dumps it at the blue line. Walk down to the tops of the circle. Shot. Just wide of the net. Cade Weiner takes it away just outside the blue line. Works it out to center ice. You're going to get too many men there. That's close. Sent into the zone. Weiner on the forecheck against Lau. Rides him into the end wall. Riders long stretch pass out to neutral ice. Penalty's over. Ruiz is back on the ice. Ben Zick will chase it down in the corner. Spins back up the wall. Gets it to Cade. Cade can't connect with Sheehy. Riders dump it back in. Anders Hill back to get it. Back behind the net. Works out the far side. Long stretch pass. Can't connect with Heacock, and we'll get an icing. 4:30 now left in the second period. Schultz and Henry back on D. Sheehy to the dot. Puck's down. Riders have it, top of the circle. Puck squirts loose. Schultz has got it. Plays it ahead to Heacock. Riders have it. Back. Shot fired high and wide. They hold it in at the blue line. Dump down to the corner. And Schultz tries to play it ahead. Gets it to Henkel. Henkel leaves it for Sheehy. Sheehy draws a penalty. The 74 refs in the stands don't agree with the call. Funny they haven't questioned any of the calls against Dubuque. So Dubuque back on the power play, I believe, only for the second time tonight. We get Henkel, Ruiz, Hill, Sheehy, and Weiner. Puck's down. Jensen Hill has it. Wheels it from the tops of the circles. Shot blocked in front. Cade Weiner now has it back behind the net. Plays it around the boards. Henkel holds it in at the blue line. Gets it back down to Weiner in the corner. Back to Ruiz at the top. Off to Henkel from the tops of the circles. Down low to Weiner. Back to Henkel. Weiner and him play catch. Weiner walks it to the faceoff dot. Gives it off to Ruiz. Now it's Weiner. Hands off to Henkel. Into the slot. Jensen Hill can't quite get it off. Now it's Sheehy on the other side. Sheehy walks it down to the faceoff dot. Drops it off for Ruiz. Ruiz from the blue line. Works it down. Hits Sheehy. Loose in front. Sheehy picks it up in the corner. Dumps it back down to Weiner below the goal line. Back to Sheehy. Tops of the circle. Spins off to Ruiz. Off to Sheehy from the faceoff dot. Shot. Loose in front. Balmer with the save. 1:05 left on the power play. Saints will leave this unit out here. Riders send out new killers. Ruiz to the dot. Riders win the draw. I'll circle back behind the circle. Or the net. Fired it. Held in by Henkel in the corner. Fed down to Jensen Hill. Jensen and Henkel trade places. Ruiz walks it to the middle. Gets it to Sheehy on the far side. Feeds it back to Ruiz at the blue line. Shot from the point. Hits defenders in front. Now loose. Held in by Ruiz again at the blue line. Hands off to Henkel. Tops of the circle. Back to Ruiz. Ruiz walks it to the high slot. Gives off to Sheehy. His shot blast is blocked. Hard off the glass. Henkel sends it around. Weiner behind the net now. Sends it to the corner to Sheehy. 26 seconds left on the power play. Back to Ruiz. Tops of the circle. Gets off to Henkel. Henkel shot. Saved by Balmer. Sheehy in the far corner. Weiner behind the net. Walks out in front. Sends it through the middle. Nobody home. Now played down to the corner. It's Jensen Hill. He'll work it to the tops of the circles. Off to Ruiz. Shot. Oh, kick wide. Weiner's. Now the shot ricochets off to the far side. Sheehy holds it in. Gets it down low to Hill. Oh, puck knocked off Hill's stick. Riders the other way. Landon Schultz back 2-on-1. Shot saved by Stoll. He holds on for the whistle. 1:46 left in the second period. Saints still trail 2-1. Shots on goal favor the Riders. 17-13. We'll get Tyler Randall out for the draw. Puck's down. Riders win it. Shot blocked from the point. Schultz sends it around. Schwartz battles for it on the boards. Now it's back to the corner. Saints can't quite get a handle on it. The Riders have it. Now it's Schultz back behind the net, sends it around the far side. Gets by Michael Poles. Leaks all the way back to the Riders' defensive zone. Lau sends a cross ice pass. Riders will bring it back up to the middle, taken away by Schultz. Dumped back in. Patton now from the defensive end, sends it out to the far side, taken away by Liam Henry. They'll play it ahead. Eli Schwartz can't quite get enough of it. Now poked out to center ice. Schwartz has it there. Knocked off the puck. Michael Poles carries it into the zone, tops of the circles, tries to drag around one, can't quite do it. Schultz dangerously close to a check from behind there, but doesn't get the call. Sent to the far side. Sammy Ruiz knocked off the puck. Riders have it in the zone. Taken away. Ruiz gets it off. Jensen Hill sends it in now. Riders have it. Chip back out to neutral ice. Ruiz fires it back in. Lots of just ping pong action. Not a lot of control. Just send the puck. Crawl cycles back to his own defensive zone. Liner shot. High and wide. Riders back out. Belts will carry it into the neutral zone. Taken away by Henkel. He's got it. High slot. Shot. Just wide of the net. Loose in front. Liner can't connect. Gets it back to Ruiz. Drags around one. Shot fired wide of the net. 3 seconds to go in the period. Henkel gets it on net, and it's wide. After 2. Saints still find themselves in a 2-1 hole. We'll take a break. Clear the ice. See you back in 15 minutes. Ruiz to come to the dot for the Saints. He wins it back to the corner. Landon Schultz back to get it behind the net. Henry plays it over to Schultz. Now back to Henry. Sends it up the middle. Sammy Ruiz skates it out to center ice. Into the attacking zone. Hits the brakes at the tops of the circles. Cross ice pass a little too hot to handle. Saints regroup in front of their own bench. Ruiz gets it back over to Liam Henry. Liam ahead to Cade Weiner. Weiner inside the zone. Knocked off the puck there. The Riders played it back down. Knocked away by Sammy. Held in by Ben Zick. Sends it towards the net. It's blocked there. Around the back of the net. The Riders take control. Alex Henkel knocks it loose. Caden Lau sends it out the far side. Taken away by Sheehy. Works it back into the zone. From the tops of the circle. Shot saved by Ballmer. He'll hold on for a whistle. Sheehy to the dot. Face off to the right of Ballmer. Puck's down. Henkel sends it back around the net. Peacock pulls it off the wall on the far side. Chips it down to the corner. It's tied up there. Sheehy walks out with it. On the goal line, gets it to Henkel. Can't connect. Anders Hill from the blue line. Sent towards the net. Glove down by Sheehy. Nope. Can't quite get a hold of it. He's got on the... Oh, big trip there. No call. I guess you can only get 2 in one night. Boatman now advances it down the ice. Stoll sends it to wide. Now Sheehy races it down in front of the benches. Drives wide. Wrestled to the ice. No call. Face off to the right of Ballmer. We'll get Schwartz, Holmes, and Randall up. Ran into the dot, turned back by Henry and Schultz. Wins it back to Landon. Landon sends it down to the corner. Michael Poles picks it up there. Bouncing puck gets away from him. Riders advance it out to center ice. Michael Poles going to get an elbow. So the Saints on the penalty kill again. We'll get Jensen Hill and Cade Weiner out. Skillet. Pucks down. Hill tries to clear it. It hits the Cedar Rapids player. Back to the blue line. They'll chip it down. Face off dot. Shot wrapped around to the near side. Walker sends it down to the corner. Liam Henry chops at it there. Back to Walker at the blue line. Sends it over to the far side. Top of the circle. Shot. Wide of the net.
The power play.
Into the corner it goes. Cedar Rapids sends it back behind the net. On the side of the net. Now fired out to the boards. Riders chip it back behind the goal. Pick it up in the near corner, wrap back to the blue line. Walker's got it there, sends it over to his D partner. Shot blocked in front by Jensen Hill, breaks his stick. Weiner carries it into the zone. Tries to dump it down, can't connect with Heacock. And the Riders back out to center ice. Into the attacking zone, they fire it, saved by Stoll. Loose in the slot, picked up by Anders Hill. Sheehy knocks it away, sends it the length of the ice. Riders will wrap it around the boards to the far side. Carried out by Cedar Rapids. Out to neutral ice. They'll advance it into the zone. Driven wide. Patton goes back behind the net. Pops out the other side on the far side. Feeds it back to the blue line. Shot. Wide of the net. Riders will be the first to it in the corner. Patton now works out, throws it to the middle. Taken away by Sheehy. He sends it off a Rider's glove, the length of the ice. Peacock could go out. Balmer stops it behind the net. Wrapped around the boards. Cedar Rapids back up the near side. Caden Lyle's got it there. Long cross ice pass. Riders will carry it down Main Street. Work to the far side. They stop at the faceoff dot. Fed back. Sammy Ruiz off the bench. He'll race it down. Balmer plays it back behind his own net. Now it's all the way back to Cade Weiner. He'll carry it into the zone. Tries to dick around one. Oh, lost it behind the net. Otherwise, they had a great opportunity for a wraparound. Liam Henry holds it in, sent back to the corner. Jensen Hill battles for it there. Patton back without a stick. Now fed back to the point. Schultz has it there. Shot. Saved by Balmer. Kick to the corner. Fed back to the blue line. Held in by Schultz. Set on net. Saved by Balmer. Weiner sends it back behind the net. Sammy Ruiz has it there. Gives it back to Weiner out front. Shots deflected. Kicks out to the far side and leaks all the way back to the Dubuque defensive zone. Stoll stops it there. Liam Henry with a long stretch pass. Sammy Ruiz can't come up with it, and it's icing. 11:51 left in the third period, which I probably haven't updated on the scoreboard. Saints trail 2-1. Sheehy to the dot. Saints win it. Shot saved by Stoll. Rebound. Loose in the corner. Now squirts out to the far side. Riders chip it back down the boards. Kicks over to the near boards. Henkel's got it. Dumped into the corner. Wrapped around to the near side. Ben Zickel holding it at the blue line. Dumped back down to the corner. Peacock's there to get it behind the net. Kicks it out in front. Nobody home. Henkel takes it away. Turns and fires. His shot's blocked. Henkel gets it down to Heacock. Heacock rolls off his stick. Sends it through the middle. Blocked away by Cedar Rapids. And the Riders will bring it out to neutral ice. Into the attacking zone. Belts has it taken away by Ben Zick. Gets it ahead to Jackson Heacock. Poked away from him at the blue line. Patton works it into the zone. It's knocked off his stick. Ben Zick has it now. Plays it ahead. Gets Sheehy just inside the blue line. Jensen Hill in the corner, throws it through the middle. Liam Henry shot, blockered away. Still loose. Sent down to the corner. Hill has it knocked off his stick. The Riders will try and carry it out. Schultz ties him up there. Now dumped into the zone, back behind the net. Stoll stops it. Schultz back to get it. They'll work it up the near side. Pass to Weiner. Poked off Sammy Ruiz's stick. Riders have it back. Dumped into the zone. Just wide of Stoll. He'll cover for a whistle. 10:06 left in the third period. Shots on goal, 26-22 in favor of the Riders. Tyler Randall into the dot. He wins it back. Glove down at the blue line by the Riders. Blocked by Schwartz. Now saved by Stoll. Excuse me. Tyler Randall gets it ahead to Michael Pulse. Michael chips it ahead. He's got it in the zone. He's got Schwartz in the middle. Cedar Rapids takes it away, clears the zone. Bouncing puck, and Michael can't quite get a piece of it. Excuse me. Michael gets it over to Ben Zick. Zick ahead. Randall blades it into the zone. He'll race down to fourth station behind the net. Riders paid out the far side. Taken away by Eli Schwartz. Played all the way back to the goal line. Liam Henry back to get it. Sheehy gets it out of the zone. Ahead to Henkel, or Heacock. Heacock races it down the ice. Knocked off his stick. Heacock feeds it down to the corner. Henkel's got it there. Plays it behind the net. The Riders pick it up on the far side. Heacock in on the forecheck. Knocked away by Sheehy. He'll battle it down the boards. Shot saved by Balmer. Holds on for the whistle. .8:47 left in the third period. Saints trail 2-1. Shots on goal, 26-23 in favor of the Riders. Sammy Ruiz into the draw. Riders win it. Down to the corner. Chip back to the blue line. Held in by Blake Schrader. Now sent the length of the ice. Back behind the net. Stoll stops it there. Brandon Schultz with a big hit behind the net. Puts a man down. Weiner feeds it out to Jensen Hill. Riders take control. They'll bring it back to center ice. Knocked loose there. The Riders have it just inside the blue line. Sent towards the net. Saved by Stoll. Bouncing puck. Side of the net. Stoll covers it there for a whistle. 8:11 left in the third period. Peacock leads his line out. Ben Zick and Anders Hill back on defense. Henkel to take the draw for this line. Riders win it. Heathcock's got it. Too hard up the boards. Couldn't hit Sheehy. Goes the length of the ice for icing. Henkel again for the draw. Riders win this one. Set on net. Just wide of Stoll. Ben Zick takes a elbow to the head. No call. Fired out to the far side. That's going to be on net. Balmer blades it to the corner. Riders work it back out to neutral ice. In the attacking zone. Knocked off the stick. Sheehy gets it ahead to Henkel. Henkel gets it back, gets it up to Heacock. Now Sheehy's there. Heacock was a step offside. 7:34 now in the third period. We'll get Ruiz, Weiner, and there it is. Jensen Hill's on the far side. We're running the football play. Gets it back to Schwartz. Schultz. Dumped in the corner. That's icing. So the face-off to come to the left of Stoll. Sammy Ruiz to take it. Riders win it. They'll get it back to the blue line. Oh, that came out. Out in front. Stoll knocks it back to the corner. Loose. Fired back to the Cedar Rapids blue line. They'll go D to D. Down low now. Through the middle. Taken away by Liam Henry. Gets it off to Cade Weiner. Ahead to Jensen Hill. Jensen advances up the middle. Sammy Ruiz can't connect on the pass. And we're offsides.
We'll get a break in the action. There's a reminder that tomorrow night, the Riders will take on the Sioux City Metros. And it is also
we'll get Tyler Randall up for the draw. He'll be flanked by Poles and Eli Schwartz.
And their families. The ceremony will follow tomorrow night's JV.
Puck down. Head over to Liam Henry. Liam dumps it in. Palmer stops it. He holds on for a whistle. A little discussion there. Randall stay out for the draw. 7 minutes left to go in the third. Puck's down. Riders win it to the corner. Michael Poles has it there. Throws it out in front. Loose puck. Palmer holds on for a whistle. We'll get Heacock, Sheehy, and Henkel out. Backed by Henry and Schultz. Sheehy to the draw. Wins it back to Henry. Henry's shot wide of the net. Caroms out to the far side. Riders have it. Held in by Schultz. Riders reverse it back to this side. Sheehy gets it off to Henkel. Riders take it away. Taken away by Sheehy just inside the blue line. Riders now on the attack. 2-on-2 the other way. Saved by Stoll. Holds on for a whistle. Get some new defensemen out there. Ben Zick and Anders Hill jump over the boards. Sheehy to the dot for the Saints. This one back to the far corner. Henkel chips it out. Held in at the blue line. Cleared by Heacock. Dumped back into the zone. Stoll stops it. Ben Zick from behind his own net. Plays it out to Henkel. Rolls off Henkel's stick. Now Heacock's got it. Chips it back ahead. Henkel on the rush. 1-on-5. Terrible odds. Works it all the way down to the corner. Shot saved by Balmer, and we'll get a whistle in the Cedar Rapids zone with just 6 minutes left. Saints still trail 2-1. Sammy Ruiz, Cade Weiner, and Jensen Hill jump out. They're backed by Ben Zick. Anders Hill. Puck's down, back behind the net. Riders play it out the near boards. Held in by Zick. A little hot. Sends it to the corner. Sammy Ruiz will pull it out the far side. Jump down to the corner. Jensen Hill battles for it there. Gets it back to Ruiz. Ruiz chips it back to Andershill. Sent in. Cade Weiner in the slot. Dishes off. Sammy Ruiz down low to Jensen Hill. Battles forward in the corner again. Now the Riders control it. Out to center ice. Chipped into the zone. That'll be an icing. 5:27 left to go in the third period. Saints will send out Landon Schultz. Blake Schrader on D. Ruiz line out. Sammy to the dot. Pucks down. Riders control. They'll drive it out of the zone. Sent back. Riders from their own deep blue line. Chipped in. Blake Schrader back to get it. All the way to the corner. He'll play it behind the net to Landon Schultz. Schultz sends it through the middle. Nobody home there. Riders take it away. Dumps back in. Schrader plays it back in front of his own bench. Jensen Hill works it up through center ice. He'll dump it in. Bouncing puck. Gloved by Balmer. He'll hold on for a whistle. Ben Zick and Anders Hill jump over the bench on D. We'll get Jackson Heacock, Xander Sheehy, Alex Henkel at forward. 4:57 left to go in the third.
This right here is my swing.
Riders win the draw. Chip it out of the zone. Icing. Barely, but icing. The hundreds of refs and the fans are in the stands disagree. Noted, quickly forgotten. Face off to the left of Balmer. Sheehy to the draw. Tries to shoot it off the face off. Riders chip it back out. Schultz lands on the shot. Now it's Henkel in his own defensive zone. Kicks ahead to Sheehy. Gets it off to Heacock. Heacock drives it down to the goal line. Riders take it away. Try and send it back up the board. Kicked down by Sheehy. They'll battle for it in the corner. Riders walk out with it. Play it out to the far side. Jackson Heacock with a hell of a back check. Heacock gets it ahead to Henkel. Henkel drives it up the near side. Cuts to center ice. Shot high and wide. Rebounds out. Loose on the side. Sheehy's got it now. Tries to feed it back to the D. Riders take it away, and they'll advance it through center ice. Dumped in. Bad angle shot, saved by Stoll. Oh, there's a slash behind the play. No call. Where are the fans on that one? Riders play it ahead for an icing. 3:51 left in the third. Still down 2-1. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Wins it forward. Riders take it away. Ridden to the corner, and the Riders will play it up the far boards. Kicked out to center ice. Into the attacking zone. Shot, saved by Stoll. Wrapped around to the far boards. Jensen Hill picks it up there. He'll play it ahead to Sammy Ruiz. Hard up the boards. Held in by the Riders. Dumped on net. Stoll kicks it back behind the net. Landon Schultz works out the near side. Plays it up. Saints battle forward at center ice. Cade Weiner weaves to the far side. Taken away by the Riders. 2-0 the other way. Doesn't get a shot off. Now it's Liam Henry up to Cade Weiner. 3-on-3 the other way. Henkel's got it. Spins it off to Sammy Ruiz. Shot. Saved by Balmer. 2:55 to go in the third. We'll get Eli Schwartz out with Henkel and Peacock. Played back behind the net. Into the near corner. Peacock's got it there. Battles for it. Knocked down from behind. No call. Riders have it on the far side. Sent out through the air. Out through neutral ice. And it's icing. Sheehy jumps back out to take a spot with the line mates. Eli heads off. We get Landon Schultz and Anders Hill on D. Saints win the draw. Henkel can't quite get a shot off. Sheehy battles for it on the corner. Works it down below the goal line. Battles for it in the corner. Sends it back to Anders Hill at the blue line. His shot blocked in front. Anders feathers it up the middle. Now it's Henkel. Works it over to the goal or the boards. Shot saved by Ballmer. 2:16 to go in the third period. Shots are 25-29 in favor of the Riders. Saints send out Weiner, Hill, and Sammy Ruiz. Ruiz to the dot. Bucks down. Ruiz gets it forward. Riders take control. They'll work it up the far side. Anders Hill gets it over to Cade Weiner. He'll take it into the zone. Offsides. Saints will try and tag up. Riders advance it out to neutral ice. Dump it in. Caught by Stoll. Holds on for a whistle. 1:56 left to go in the third. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Bucks down. Riders have it. Shots blocked. Ruiz gets it off the hill. Jensen carries it up the ice. Drops it off for Sammy. Top of the circle. Shot. Saved by Ballmer. Into the boards it goes. Ruiz has a pin there. Jensen Hill tries to pry it loose. Way back. Schultz gets it on net. Bouncing puck loose. Saved by Ballmer. Empty net. Sent on net. Loose in front. Still loose. Weiner battles for it there. Sent around the boards. Schultz holds it in. Played down low. Oh, fanned on a pass. The Riders will send it to length for an icing. 1:10 left to go in the third. Saints head to the bench like there's a timeout forthcoming, and there it is. Coach Austin will work to drop a play. Shots are 29-25 in favor of the Riders. Riders are currently battling for the last playoff spot with Mason City and Sioux City, so these points are just as critical to them. Saints will send out Jackson Heacock, Cade Weiner, Sammy Ruiz, Jensen Hill, Alex Henkel, and Xander Sheehy, all Super Six out. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. 1:10 to go. Puck's down. Back. Jackson Heacock shot is blocked. The Riders send it the length of the ice for an icing. Sammy back to the dot. Riders win the draw. Hard off the glass. She holds it in at the blue line. Jackson Heacock gets it over to Alex Henkel. Gets it back to Heacock. Over to Sammy Ruiz. Shot blocked in front. Cleared wide. The Riders are all over him. Sent down low. Battle on the near boards. Jensen Hill gets loose. Shot. Fired just high and wide. Wraps all the way around to Alex on the far side. Shot again wide. Sammy Ruiz to hold it in at the blue line. Shot. Blocked in front. Riders pick it up. Knocked away by Dubuque. Sent down to Cade Weiner in the corner. 20 seconds left. Back to Ruiz at the blue line. Gets it down to Henkel from the top of the circles. Gets over Sheehy. Kicks it in. Ruiz now from the top of the circles. Blocked down. Cedar Rapids sends it the length of the ice for an icing with just 7.5 seconds left. Sammy Ruiz into the dot again. Bucks down, one forward. Riders have it in the corner, and they'll muck it there. That'll do it. Lineup from Cedar Rapids, Riders 2, Saints 1. We'll see you tomorrow night in Dubuque. Saints will take on the Mason City Mohawks. And Xander's dad saying if you can find a rink, you can find a friend.